Hey guys, I hope everyone is doing good today. Sorry I've been gone for so long. Well, I haven't really been gone, but because of the hostility in YouTube and them changing their terms of services and me getting a strike and being suspended for a week or two or whatever, um, even after I was just like, let me just kind of let this blow over. Anyway, great news out of Louisiana, one of our district courts, where they have halted the mandates for that situation, which is great. And then we had Missouri and I believe Kentucky follow suit, and it looks like everyone else is going to follow the same suit because we now have the precedent set in the higher courts, and the situations going on in Florida where they are essentially, I mean, I wouldn't use the word seceding, but they're preparing to do that in case of that were to happen. And so the entire South, I mean, I wouldn't say that the South will rise again because as we can see, the South has already risen and the North is collapsing into utter just destruction. But that, I mean, that's what happens when you try to kowtow to thoughts and just like, oh, well, this is cool this week and then this is cool next week, when you're not actually standing on principles and values and the Constitution and all of these things, you will collapse because you're just trying to be like the coolest kid at high school where you're having to buy the new pair of tennis shoes every other week. That never works. You just end up with a whole bunch of tennis shoes that are worthless. And that's what's happening in the Northeast and in the West, of course. And so, like I've said for so long, if you have not done it already, you need to move south. Because during this upcoming winter, and we're already seeing a lot of this happening where the shelves are empty in these northern states. And I was actually going to do a video in a couple of our grocery stores here because they're full. Like, I've seen so many people do these videos about, oh my gosh, the shelves are empty, this and that. They're not empty at all here. But, I mean, I'm not saying they're lying. I believe their shelves are empty. Because you have to think about where your positioning in is. If you think that you're going to be safe in a place like Nebraska, unless you own a farm, you can't be, because you are in the middle of, if DC decides to just go crazy, you're having to deal with them not being able to get food from one coast to the other. Or even in Tennessee, we're seeing all these empty shelves and all of these crazy things. You have to come from the ports, and that's the thing about being on the coast. People like get all freaked out about hurricanes and stuff like that. That's really silly. I mean, it really is just silly, because you have like weeks of advance notice, even if it's only a couple of days notice before a hurricane comes. But if a SHTF scenario happens, or if DC decides to pass some crazy bill where all the truckers just stop flowing, or whatever the case may be, you're stuck in the middle where there's not, everything's going to be locked around you. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's a terrible idea to be in Missouri, like in Branson, or, if you're prepared, but there's only a certain amount of time that you can be prepared in that situation. Whereas when you're on the coast, and I'm not saying you have to be at the coast, I'm saying we have all the ports. Florida has the big ports. Houston, Louisiana, we're about to have one of the biggest ports. They're expanding the port out in New Orleans, and the people that live down there aren't too happy, but that's kind of capitalism, It wasn't like the land was taken from them. It was sold by the owners. But anyway, I'm not going to go on too much of a tangent like I just did, but my point again being, when you stay, just like what we just saw in Wisconsin again, You are allowing your children to be raised in a lawless society. Why would it be surprising that this happened? This parade situation. I mean, it's horrific. But look what happens. They're trying to get him out. Like, oh, he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong. That's crazy. But that's the atmosphere that they have created. And if you're just staying there, then you're essentially saying, well, okay, whatever. It's hard to keep feeling sorry for these type of situations when we've warned you to get out of these places. I mean, there's only so much that can be done when your entire system is collapsing. I'm just saying. That is just too close to Chicago. It just is. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe if you would like to help support my channel. Please do. And then I wouldn't have to worry so much about, am I going to get a strike? Am I going to get this? Whatever. I am working to bring my Patreon back up because for some reason that got taken down. I have no idea what happened with that. Whatever. We know how it is. Anyway, and you also can help support me by this. You know, this helps for so many things. For those of you who have used it, the hand sanitizer and that I can't too much talk about, it's silver. It's the only one that I recommend because it is pH balanced to it's helping a lot of people that are having side effects from that, but I can't talk about that. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Again, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see what happens from here. I mean, it sounds really good. It really looks like Florida is starting, like, the secession process, which, obviously it's not going to be like, on paper, we're seceding. That's not going to happen at this point. But those things are being put into place, and in these things, we won't have to worry about the next president, what's going to happen. Stop looking at D.C. I've said this for over a year, 2 years. I don't know how long I've said it. Stop worrying about them. Look at the good things. I know people don't like the good things. People like bad things. Like, if I put, like, everything's falling apart, and people will click on the video. They don't like good news. It just is what it is. It's unfortunate. But that's why it keeps happening. Anyway, I'm rambling. Y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.